So, just to be clear, Chapter 1 forms one half of your shot development, and Chapter 2 forms the other half. But even then, these two chapters are only the how, not the why. So when you're ready to learn the rationale behind each step, watch Chapter 3.
Shot line.
The goal of everything that follows in this video is to control the fly of the ball along your shot line. The more efficiently and consistently you can do this, the more often your shots will go in. The opposite also holds true. Anything you do with any part of your body that moves the ball off this shot line results in a miss. We want to replace those kind of bad habits with the right ones. So, what is your shot line? Imagine a curved line that maps the fly of the ball from the point of your release to the center of the goal, a perfect swish. Now let's back this arc up to its starting point. This starting point should be your shot pocket. The goal of every detail of my instruction is to create a shot form habit in you that starts the ball on your shot line, moves the ball up your shot line, and releases the ball along your shot line. Ultimately, every shot you take will begin in the same position on your shot line, whether you catch and shoot, shoot off the dribble with a 1-2, or quick draw from a pivot. Hang on to that mental picture of your shot line as we train your body to find it and stay on it every time you shoot. Now, get a ball and let's get started.
Stance.
Your stance is square to the goal. That means your feet and your shoulders are at right angles to your shot line. If your feet are square, then your shoulders will follow. So get all 10 toes pointing straight to the goal.
Balance.
Are you balanced? A simple test is to jump and see if you return to the same spot. When I ask any athlete at any level in any sport to jump, they naturally place both feet under each shoulder and send equal power and force up both legs. They don't stagger their feet. They don't turn one foot inward, and they don't point their feet at an angle to their shoulders. The jump in your jump shot is just as simple. Put both feet under your shoulders with feet pointing forward, bend your knees and hips, and jump. Now, don't start your shot with a straight body. With your back straight, knees and hips bent, you should coil to this position to start your shot. You're not properly set if you bend deeper before shooting. The correct set position is one where your body simply uncoils. That is, when it's time to fire, everything goes up from that point forward. This is the position that you'll start your shot from, regardless of whether you quick draw from a pivot, shoot off the dribble, or catch and shoot.
Get a grip.
Next, you must position your hands correctly on the ball. First, your shooting hand. Set the ball in the waiter position and spread your fingers and thumb only enough to balance the ball with one hand and still be comfortable. Set your wrist as far back as you can. Your thumb and little finger keep the ball from falling side to side. Your first three fingers complete the triangle in which the ball rests. Your fingers and finger pads should be in contact with the ball. If your hand is overflexed, then the ball will only touch your fingertips. If your hand is underflexed, then the ball touches the center of your palm. It must be somewhere in between, with the ball resting on your fingers and finger pads. Most importantly, let the ball rest on your thumb pad. Don't move your thumb under and jack the ball up and off your finger and thumb pads. Now for your guide hand. Move your non-shooting hand to the side of the ball with all of its fingers pointing to the ceiling. With both hands now on the ball, test to see if you have the correct grip. Bring the ball down in front of your stomach until your forearms are parallel to the floor. If the ball drops out of your hands, then your guide hand needs to be slightly repositioned. The little finger, ring finger, and perhaps even your middle finger will be the ones that apply enough pressure to keep the ball from falling out of your grip. At the same time, these fingers must apply enough pressure horizontally to keep the shooting wrist set and your shooting palm facing the goal. One final piece is needed for you to be in the set position. From a side view, your upper arms from shoulder to elbow should be perpendicular to the floor. So, with wrist set, forearms parallel to the floor, and biceps perpendicular to the floor, 2 right angles are formed and your shot pocket is completed. Now you are set to shoot the ball.
The shot motion, up and out.
The shooting motion is a one-piece coordinated effort. As your body uncoils, the ball travels up the shot line. Your wrists and elbows remain in their 90-degree position until you sight the goal between your forearms. In other words, keep the 2 90-degree angles in your wrist and elbows until the ball moves above your eye level. Once the ball clears your eye level, extend your arms, but not your shooting wrist. Keep your wrist set until the last moment. You should feel your elbow lock out at the same time your wrist begins to break. Now it's time for some coordination. At this point in your shot motion, you must time the breaking of your shooting wrist with your feet leaving the ground. Don't worry about how high you jump, but on the other hand, make sure you leave the ground. This is not a free throw. You must learn to recruit the vertical power of your legs and core to get the ball to the goal. Your ball, in its upward motion along the shot line, simply rides the power wave starting from the ground, coming up through your body, and leaving through your hands. A perfectly timed shot is one where the ball leaves your hands on the crest of the power wave generated by your legs and body.
The point of release.
At the point of release, both arms are fully extended. The shooting wrist is fully broken and even flops a little. The shooting fingers, the index, middle, and ring finger, are directly above the goal and on the shot line. Think about it. The ball started on your shot line, traveled up your shot line, and was stroked on your shot line. Therefore, the shooting hand should naturally finish on the shot line above the goal. More specifically, your first 2 fingers should finish dead center on your shot line down the center of the goal. And from your vantage point, your fingers should appear to be above the rim. How far above the goal? The tips of the shooting fingers should finish on or above the top of the square to ensure proper arch. If you want to know how to achieve the absolute best arc for your own personal shot, see my review of the Noah system in Chapter 12. More on this later. The non-shooting hand finishes with fingers and thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. It should be in the same relative position to the shooting hand as it was when you were holding the ball in the set position. The palm should be facing your shooting hand thumb. The edge of your guide hand should frame the edge of the rim.
After the shot.
The last things to check are your feet. Are they still under your shoulders? And more importantly, are your toes still facing the goal? Remember, no twisting or turning of the body while you're in the air.
Summary and review.
Let's review quickly. Ready. Shooting hand balances the ball, guide hand on the side with the fingers pointing up. Set. Feet square under shoulders, body bent, ball in the shot pocket, 2 right angles, forearms parallel to the ground. Fire. Everything goes up together. Time the breaking of your shooting wrist with your feet leaving the floor. Pose. Freeze your follow-through and check your shooting sights. Both arms extended, shooting wrist fully broken, shooting fingers on the shot line above and pointing down into the goal. The tips of those fingers finish above the little white square. Non-shooting hand